Hi everyone. So in this tutorial, I'm just going to take a loop from Apple Loops. I've already imported it into my project workspace and I've zoomed in by pressing Z. So this was my original view back here, something like that. And then I just clicked on the audio region to highlight it and I typed Z. And now it fills up my project workspace. So I found this in the vocal area and it's called Bailey Background 08. It's in C major. The original tempo was 126 and it's a 4-bar loop. So let's have a listen to it. So I'm going to loop it in my project workspace. I've highlighted the region and I'm just going to type U on my keyboard. So that just cycles around the sample and I'm going to press space. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the Apple Loops browser by clicking here, and now we can't see the menu anymore. So let's just zoom in a bit more. And for this lesson, we're going to look at the inspector. So this is a new window which we can open by pressing I on our computer keyboard. So it was actually open then, I've just closed it. So now I'm going to reopen it, pressing I, and here's the inspector. So I've still got the quick help option on. I'm going to take that off. So the only thing we can see on our inspector at the moment is the channel fader here, Bailey background. So let me play it again and you should see a level here. What we really want to do is have a look at the hidden menus here. So let's have a look at the region menu. So I'll click off and I'll click back on to the region and we'll open the region. So we're going to concentrate on the region menu. And this is another hidden menu here called, it says more. So we'll click on that and we've got a lot of really powerful tools actually of how we can, what you would call, manipulate the audio. So we can mute the audio. That's not particularly exciting. We can already do that with this button here or this button here. We can loop the audio. That's not particularly exciting either. We already know how to do that because we can drag the top right region to the right hand side. So now we get into transpose and fine tune. So these are affecting the pitch of the sample. So with transpose, we're moving in semitones. So we can click, hold and drag vertically up or down to change the pitch. So let me raise it by 3 semitones. And now let's press play. So you can hear the pitch has been raised. Sorry. So I'm going to press Command and Z to undo that. So take a look here at transpose and we're back to normal. We can also click on the 2 arrows here to reveal an octaves option. So let's lower it by 1 octave, which is 12 semitones. Okay, and again I'm going to press Command Z, undo. So there's a lot of different options there. Fine tune, it's the same sort of thing, but it doesn't, the intervals aren't semitones, they're cents. So 100 cents equals 1 semitone. So it's really tiny intervals. So what I'll do is I'll just double click here, and you can do this for the transpose menu as well. I'm just going to type in 50 and it will. So you might hear it's just raised it slightly. Not a lot. Let's press Command Z. So you need a very fine-tuned ear to hear the difference there. You can hear it just. It's very subtle though. So follow tempo and pitch checkbox. Choose whether Apple Loops and untagged loops follow the project tempo. So that basically means that when you drag in a loop from Apple Loops, you've got the original tempo here, but when you drag it into your project, if there's already loops imported, it will automatically change the tempo and key signature to that of the master control here on the control bar. So you can untick that if you want. I don't see much purpose for that at the moment, so I'd leave that alone. The gain is basically volume, so you can raise the volume of the sample. So we'll see it here actually. The waveform will become bigger, so I'm going to double click here and I'm just going to type 10, and you can see that the waveform is absolutely massive now. I'm not going to play it because it's going to be too loud, but we'll just press Command Z. So we can actually do it more subtly by clicking, holding and dragging vertically. So you can see the waveform getting bigger. Now let's listen to it. It's now on -6 decibels. That is dB is decibels. So there's definitely some use for that. I'm going to leave it how it was originally by pressing Command Z, but that could definitely be very useful in another context. Okay, now we're on to our More menu. So delay will just delay the first time you hear the sample. Again, it's like sense. It's a very tiny interval, so you need to really do, let's try 500. So you can see there, I pressed play and there was just a slight delay in the start time of the sample. So again, that could be useful. I'm going to leave it off for now. Okay, now fade in. So this is all to do with our fade tool, which we open by hitting T on the computer keyboard, and then we select it by clicking fade tool, or we can type A. So fade in. So let's just do a little volume fade. So all you do is go to the top left of the sample, watch the mouse pointer change to that symbol, sort of arrow symbol, and we'll just click, hold and drag to the right hand side. You can change the value here if you want to, so let's just go to like 1200, and you can see that it extended forward a bit. And we can change the curve here by clicking, holding and dragging vertically. So if I click, hold and drag up, you can see that the curve extends at the base, and moving it down does the opposite. So let's have a listen to this. So it'd just be like a slower fade here. So the fade will just follow the curve basically. So I'm just going to put that back to 0. We can also do something really cool here where we can click on fade in and we can change it to speed up. So it won't do a volume fade, it will do a speed fade, I suppose it is. It's called speed up. Let's have a listen. That's pretty cool. So I'll just get rid of that. We can also do that by hitting, holding down Control on our keyboard, and we can do it there as well. But it's nice to do it from the inspector. And then fade out just does the opposite basically. So let's go to fade out. So it will just do it from the opposite end of the audio region. So we'll type in 1500 and we'll change it to slow down, and we'll go to the top right hand side, and we're just going to extend this curve back a bit, and I'm going to go to the lower part of the curve, and I'm just going to of the fade, sorry, and I'm going to just extend the, I'm just going to reshape the curve. To alter the start point of when the fade occurs, you go right to the top, there's that little point there, drag it back and forth, and to alter the curve shape, we just go right into the actual surface of the curve, and we can do it like that, just dragging vertically. Right, so let's listen from the start. Okay, there you go. So obviously that was a very exaggerated version. So I'm just going to set everything back to 0. Set the slow down, and we'll send it back to fade in, fade out. Okay, and I'll set that curve back to 0. A couple more things we can do. So we can select the whole sample and reverse, which is pretty cool. Okay, that's very cool. In fact, I really like the second half of this sample. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit T. I'm going to go to my scissors tool this time. And I'm actually going to cut the sample by clicking on, and I can cut it anywhere. I'm still holding the mouse down at the moment. And I'm going to go to point 3. I'm going to go to bar 3, sorry. And I'm going to release my mouse, and we can see that it is split in half now. Now I've basically got two separate regions here, so I can treat them individually. So this second region I'm going to leave reversed, and then the first region I'm going to unreverse it, so it's back to how it was originally. Let's have a listen to it from the beginning. Okay, yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm actually going to use this as the base for my composition. This is a pretty cool trick. So to find a loop, I know it's in C major, so I can base my chords and melody on C major. It's not going to clash, and I've manipulated a sample, so I've got quite a unique sort of sound going here. Let's have another listen. So this is similar to the listening example that I gave in the document, which was Porcelain by Moby. So in that example, he reversed a orchestra sample. So I've kind of done something similar, but I've just reversed a vocal sample, and I'm going to attempt to build a composition around this sample. So we'll see how that goes in the next lesson.